We've got ourselves in a position which we shouldn't have done, but nevertheless we were there. And it's no good everybody moaning about it. You've now got to get yourself out of it, and that's all we were concentrating on all week. We just to build up to the game. Immediately we lost at Leeds. Really, I just said to the lads that we realise you've got to win at Wimbledon to get up, to stay up. And even as you know, that might not have been enough as it turned out. But so that's all we were concentrating on. Really, is making sure that we got everything right and 100% on the day.
The fans were locked out as just over 31,000 fans packed into a Goodison Park ground with its capacity drastically reduced because of the development of the park end to make the ground all-seater for next season.
I arrived at the ground at 1 o'clock. I thought I'd get there a bit early in case there was a bit of a rush, and it was packed then. The queues outside were unbelievable, and obviously there was a lot of tension in the dressing room before the game, but we could hear the Gladys Street making the noise from in the dressing room.
What followed was a scenario which, had it been scripted, would have been too bizarre to be taken seriously.
The referee is Robert Hart of Darlington. And Everton attack the goal to our left. The bookies odds around the stadium, 4-5 that Everton will go down, 4-5 that they will survive. So even the bookies don't know. First clearance from Neville Southall. Corner. Corner had to come back from the wrong side. The marking wasn't all that it might have been then. Holdsworth is on the far post. Andy Clark on the near. Limpar just got a touch to that. No, penalty! Handball! Handball by Anders Limpar. Unreal. He knew it immediately. Came off his left hand. We've been playing a little over 3 minutes when the incident happened. Dean Holdsworth places the ball on the spot. Crescendo boos, and it's all down to Southall. Oh, and he very, very nearly made it. But it's a 24th goal for Dean Holdsworth. Holdsworth jumped early. Oh. He jumped early, and that produced a free kick against Unsworth. Earl is quite short. Gale is coming in from the far side. Unsworth, two together, and Ablett. Clark gets the congratulations of the Wimbledon players. But the fact that two went to head the same ball was the cause of that goal. Watson. Limpar. Penalty. There was never going to be any doubt. He didn't have to make the challenge free to fear. And Everton have been handed a lifeline. But very questionable, I have to say, from that angle, just how much contact Fear made. Limpar, who conceded one, has won one back. Graham Stewart to take. He has to score. And he has. Beautifully taken penalty. And the frayed rope hanging at the end of 40 years of Premier football at Goodison Park has been given some support. Stewart. Ablett. That was a gallant attempt to get over the ball. Another chance for Jones. They left it to Gale again. And Dean Holdsworth scorns an open goal. Holdsworth really should have scored. They remain behind, but the penalty by Stewart certainly settled the Everton team. Limpar, they're frightened to challenge him. Ablett. Right out, couldn't get there. Here's Cotty. Stewart. Good play, Stewart. Scales who cleared. But that's the way to lift the crowd at the start of the second half. It will be some story if at the end they are seen to have recovered from a penalty given away and an own goal. Jones with the cross, and Southall in trouble, blocked on the line. It's gone for the corner, and there was an appeal by Holdsworth that it was actually handball. Elkins takes. Back flick, problem, good header out by John Ebrell. Excellent saving header on the back post. Offside against Fear. But two escapes for Everton in a matter of seconds. First, the appeal for handball. Southall couldn't get across. Well, how much of the arm was used there by Stewart? Jones doesn't know where it's gone. Comes down to Horn. Oh, Horn from Barry Horn! It's set up for him, and this time he didn't hesitate. It's 2-2. Hope rises. They're queuing up. Ebrell. Another chance. Oh! Limpar, chased by Fear. The player and the fitting in the crowd. Good play by Limpar. Wide out, just didn't make full contact. Barlow. Didn't make it, right out did. Limpar. Bit of tease from Limpar. Stewart. Stewart again. Yes! Graham Stewart might have saved themselves. What's for sure is they've come back from 2 down to lead 3-2. And again, there's a minor pitch evasion, only through enthusiasm. Mike Walker. I can't imagine what he feels like. Relief, hope. And Seggers, to tell the truth, made a bit of a mess of that. But Everton, and Graham Stewart in particular, won't mind. And the final whistle have gained the victory that they needed. Now they have to be sure that it was enough. Stewart, scorer of 2 of the goals. Everton recovering from their own failings. 2 down in 20 minutes. Squared it after 67 minutes, first through Stewart and then through Horn, and Stewart getting the winning goal with just 9 minutes of their season left.
We couldn't have had a worse start, as you said. You know, we've given, or Anders has inexplicably handled the ball.
Handball by Anders Limper, and it's all down to Southall. Oh, he very, very nearly made it.
We've had an own goal, and that just sums up our last sort of few months at the club.
Did you feel like just then?
Strange enough, looking back on it, I just thought that it hit me on the way into the net, and you know, it wasn't that clear an own goal. But obviously, seeing it again later on the television, you know, I could sort of gauge how far the ball was going wide.
A great fight back, the crowd backing you. You got one back through somewhat disputed penalty. And then in the second half, Barry Horn, who hadn't scored since the very first game for Everton Football Club, scored an absolute beauty. What was your feeling then?
Obviously attacking the Gladys Street helped with them roaring us, maybe sucking one in. You know, but as I say, I mean, Barry's been probably our best player the last 5 or 10 games. You know, he's the type of player you need in a situation like that.
Just when it matters most, people turn things in, you know, and that was brilliant. You know, I mean, he's one of the players that's been much maligned. But I have to say, you know, the last sort of 7 or 8 or 6 games, certainly, when it's come down to it, he's really put himself about and worked and grafted, and that's why I kept him in the side, because I felt that's what you needed. It's all right having people that can fluff around the ball and have a bit of skill but don't produce anything. What we wanted was somebody who's going to dig in, and I'm delighted for Barry that, you know, he's turned out what was actually one of the most crucial goals, and a tremendous goal as well. You know, and again, Graham Stewart, you know, there's a lot to be said for that again, having the courage to go, and he's gone in. It's more of a, well, he said himself, it's more of a tackle than a shot, but it's gone in. We've had a little bit of luck, but we haven't been getting, which is, you know, I'm not going to be too proud to accept that. And I mean, the scenes after the game, or just after the game, and late into the night, I believe.
The successful end to an unsuccessful season. But with the battle for boardroom power resolved by joining together of the former combatants with them to the abyss, but who in 2 or 3 seasons could again be scaling the heights to add to those 9 league titles and 4 FA Cup triumphs.
It's windy here today. Do you see a wind of change now at Everton?
But nevertheless, you know, I always said that it's important. If it goes on another 2 months, I don't care, as long as it's the right decision for the football club, because we've got to live with that maybe the next 10 years or whatever. And it would be a disaster if we made a decision and suddenly 6 months later it's the wrong decision. So it was important it went on. So yes, and I think the bond that was, hopefully there was another bond forged on Saturday. You know, I mean, that we were so near. I mean, I think there was a genuine fear in the crowd that we were actually going to go down. And with that, with, you know, gelling together, the players, the effort they gave in, I think hopefully that will bond the club stronger together, and that we'll come out of it the other side, you know, a much better club.
Is it going to be a busy summer for you?
It's always busy in the summer, but I think it's going to be a lot busier this summer, yeah. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things to sort out. We still need a lot of changes at the club.
Looking ahead, Gary, now, obviously, you won't want that sort of atmosphere, marvellous though it was again. You'll be looking forward, hopefully, to a good future next season with Everton.
Well, I hope so, yes. Obviously, we like the same sort of crowd participation, but obviously every home game of the season, you know, if we can attract that many people to come and watch us play, then obviously all the better for the players in the club. But obviously we cut it fine this season, and hopefully it won't be a repeat next season. But obviously now the takeover's all sorted, and hopefully the manager will have I don't know how many million to spend, but you know, hopefully he'll spend that wisely, and he'll put us on a good stead for next season.
I'm very optimistic about the future. I mean, once the takeover's all sorted out and everything, and there's a bit of money to buy new players, which I'm sure the manager will want to do. You know, I think, you know, Everton can go back to the good old days of the mid-80s.